hello and welcome to Lakota West High School, where tonight the Firebirds will be taking on the Fairfield Indians in GMC action. Hello, I am Bill Bretz, and joining me is Steve Nguyen. And if Steve's name sounds familiar to you, if you watch West Soccer, you know this guy from West Soccer. The only thing I can say, Steve, is it's a lot warmer when you're doing basketball.
It
so
is.
Welcome on board.
I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here.
So Steve's had both your sons graduated from here, and
Yep.
we have. I have covered both of them over the years, and they're away at college right now. We're going to talk a little more about that a little bit later on in the game. But we got a game tonight between two teams that are struggling somewhat. Fairfield come in 4-7, West comes in 3-6, and if you're a coach, Steve, you got to think it's a winnable game.
I think you're exactly right. I think both sides can win this game. It just depends on, to me, second chance baskets. I think rebounding is going to favor Fairfield from what I can tell in statistics. But, you know, when you're playing at home like Lakota West is, with some energy from the fans and the team, I think you can do a lot of things there that you don't normally do. So hopefully Lakota West will bring that type of energy and match them up with second chance baskets tonight.
We know that Matt Rooks, in his 4th year at Lakota West, he will play a lot of guys. We'll have 5 starters here. We'll tell you what our starters are right now, but don't get comfortable with them because they'll probably be gone in 3 or 4 minutes, because he likes to play a lot of guys off the bench, because he said his team's pretty much equal across the line there. So, but and we talked before the game tonight. There's good and bad about that.
There is.
So,
I mean, from two sides of that coin, you know, you got the players can get some rest. That's the beauty of being able to have this rotational concept. The second thing is, though, the players then sometimes lose and gain some flow. You know, it's hard to get in the flow of the game. So it's good and bad.
Jeff Sims is the coach at Fairfield. He is in his 2nd year over there. He will be starting tonight. A junior, Jeff Tyus, 6'5" junior. Blake Spalding, leading scorer on the team, a 6-foot senior. Kyle Shemp, a 5'11" senior. Peyton Brown, a 5'10" junior. And Asaya Coleman, a 6'3" senior. The starters for Fairfield. For Matt Rooks, he's going to be starting tonight. Spencer Farley, a 6'2" senior. Brad Craw, a 5'9" junior. Jesus Harris, a 5'9" junior. Mitch Wagner, a 6'3" senior. And Conrad Kurtz, a 6'3" senior. We will be back in just a moment for the tip-off of tonight's game between Lakota West and Fairfield. Don't go away. And Bill Bretz with Steve Nguyen. We are here for Lakota West basketball against Fairfield tonight. Glad you have joined us here on this evening in which the temperature is finally getting above freezing around here in Cincinnati.
The walk-in wasn't as bad.
No. Our officials tonight, Andy I, Kevin Berghofer, and Tim Bumgarner are your officials tonight. And we're about ready to tip it up here with the 3-6 Firebirds against the 4-7 Indians. GMC action here. The first game for both of these teams this year. Last 10 games, they are tied at 5-5 in a series, although Lakota West won the game last year, the last game, in overtime, 56-55. So they won 3 out of the last 4 that these two teams have played. So
I tell you, I was there at the game last year because my youngest son played in that game. Oh, another great look to Mitch Wagner.
Yeah, Mitch Wagner with the first basket of the game. So Fairfield now comes back up the court. It's Peyton Brown.
West coming out of the man-to-man.
Indians working it around, and we got a foul coming up right off the ball here.
It looks like it's going to be on Farthing. That's not a good foul for West.
No, it's Spencer Farthing picks up his first foul here in the first 32 seconds. So Fairfield triggered it underneath their own basket. Shrimp. Coleman with the baseline drive, and he is blocked and he's fouled, and he's going to be going to the line.
Hey, screen someone. Hit someone.
So Mitch Wagner.
Mitch Wagner picks up his first foul, second on the it was on the floor, so it was not a shooting foul. So Fairfield again triggers the ball in. Tyrus, the 6'5" junior.
West is doing a nice job moving their feet on defense.
Spalding, and he gets the first basket. Blake Spalding, leading scorer for Fairfield, about 9-8 a game. He ties the game at 2-all. As now Firebirds back down this end. Kurtz. Now a three-point attempt off the rim or off the backboard by Farthian. It was really a good shot at all.
No, he had a decent look, but just not a very good shot.
Back the other direction now comes Fairfield. And we have another foul coming up. Glad Groff picks up the foul. We can see the replay on this.
Groff does a nice job. Well, he didn't do a great job of moving his feet, and that got him in a lot of trouble. And forced the body lean into him.
That's put Schimpf at the line. Schimpf is a 39% foul shooter. Misses the first one. One thing, Steve, the Fairfield team is not a good foul shooting team.
Yeah, that's going to cost them if it gets to be a tight game.
Yeah, exactly. They only shoot 53% as a team. And he misses them both.
Interesting you call that, and there it is.
Stays at 2-all.
West now spreading the floor a little bit.
Harris. Wagner. We were saying before the game that Harris, Wagner, and Kurtz are getting what we believe are their first starts of the season.
Yeah.
Mitch Wagner. Good defense now, man-to-man defense by the Indians.
And they've done a nice job of actually keeping the spacing good from West, but not really giving West a good look inside.
Kicks back the other direction here as Croft. Harris. They've run almost a minute off the clock on this possession and really haven't had a good look at the basket yet. And it's off the foot of Harris.
Yeah.
And the ball was on the line right in front of us. So.
Well, he was fortunate he didn't get called for a little charge there. He had a left arm lead. But a turnover results in the same thing.
Tyrus triggering in for the Indians. Up to Spalding. Blake Spalding, 6-foot senior. Hands it off to Tice. Spalding, three-point attempt, no good. Nice offensive rebound by Tyus. Tyus thinks about a three-pointer. They're not a good three-point shooting team either, and they haven't taken that many attempts really on the season. So.
Yeah, that's going to be contrary to what you'll see from West here pretty soon when the shooters start showing up.
Exactly.
And that's an over the back foul.
And over the back foul on number 33. That's Isaiah Coleman. That's his first foul. It's the first foul for the Indians.
You can see the shot from Schimpf. It was very little rotation on the ball. Exactly what you're saying. Shows that they're not good three-point shooters when they can't get the rotation on the ball.
Miles Greenwood, 6'2" senior, and number 15 now for the Firebirds. Our first substitution of the night here.
Well, we have two players on top of each other.
Yeah.
That was almost a walk there, too.
Into the paint. Nice little turnaround by Farthing. He gets his first basket, 4th point of the game.
Oh, nice job of
getting forcing a steal
by nice look.
Harris. And Harris, a nice look into Miles Greenwood just into the game, and he gets a basket. So quickly, 4 points by the Firebirds. Good defense set up by Harris on that last drive. And about a 5-footer there by Tyrus. He got the basket there. He looked like he was surprised he got it.
Yeah, I think he got a little foul there in the body. He didn't get the call though. West still trying to find the flow of the game here.
They had a long possession down here a couple minutes ago. And all alone outside is Farthing for a 3-point attempt. No good. Tyus with the rebound. Fairfield moving it up the floor there. Peyton Brown. Brown dishes it off to Coleman, and battle underneath and finally taken out by the Firebirds. Harris. Oh, I was going to say good job by Graw to save it, but
I tell you, I thought this was a charge, but looks like he's out of control. He was still moving. That's a good call.
That's Miles Greenwood picks up this first foul. That is the 4th one. And Devin Turner, number 11, has come in for, well, he is going to come in. Actually, it's going to be a shooting foul here.
I'll tell you what, the possession before the one that caused this foul or had this foul, that was a key possession for West. We had a nice defensive rebound, take the ball down the court quickly, and then we turn the ball over.
Spalding at the line. He's a 57% foul shooter. He gets the first one, and now mass substitutions in here for the Firebirds as we see Schaefer in the game, Charlie Massa in the game for the first time. And looks like Carter Combs in.
Yep.
Second attempt now by Spalding. He's off the rim. 57%. Unfortunately, Steve, he's like one of the leading foul shooters for the team at 57. So
I'm sure Coach Brooks has that in the back of his mind.
Greenwood. And he traveled right into a double team there, so I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but
that's going to be a little bit the issue for Miles Greenwood. He's going to force some chances sometimes. Great scorer, but just sometimes he forces the ball a little bit.
Spalding bringing it over the timeline, being guarded by Schaefer. And Spalding all the way down the floor and loses out of bounds, and it's going to stay on the Fairfield here. Firebirds up 6-5 in this game. Tink English, a 5'10 junior, in for Fairfield. He replaces Shemp.
West doing a nice job on that defense.
They did. Nice job, but Devin Turner could not hold on to it on the inbounds. So Schaefer now, Cameron Schaefer, the senior, going to trigger the ball out of bounds here. 2:41 to go here in the first quarter.
Just as we thought so far, a defensive battle.
Charlie Massa over the timeline now. Massa being guarded by Brown. Greenwood.
You got a call underneath.
Got another call underneath here.
Foul on Carter Combs, it looks like.
Carter Combs picks up his first foul. And that's the 5th foul now, so it's 5 fouls for the Firebirds, only 1 for the Indians. Now finally bringing it over the timeline. Spalding kicks it out, and that shot is good by English, and he is fouled.
Counting the basket. Foul on Jones. Yeah, he got into him with the body.
David Jones, the 6'2 sophomore, had come into the game there, and he fouled him. So the rare 4-point shot here in basketball. English, 52% foul shooter.
6 fouls to 1.
I know. So Fairfield's going to be on the line the rest of the half, and he makes it. The good old 4-point play there that you don't see very often, but so English comes off the bench and automatically has 4 points. We see now Zevian Ricks, a 5'10 sophomore, coming in. He replaces Peyton Brown. And for the Firebirds, Jared McCorkle coming in. McCorkle's second leading scorer, and the team is 7.9 a game.
Coach Brooks definitely has a game plan in mind to start off with a little more defensive look and now go into more of an offensive lineup.
2:14 to go here in quarter number 1. Greenwood, behind the back dribble there. Nice job of controlling it. And there is a 3-point attempt, no good by Massa. Rebound by the Indians. Turner. Over the Ricks now.
Blake, come get it. Blake. Get him set up.
I think Coach Rooks is up to playing 10 players already in this game.
Uh-huh. Typical West game here.
Yeah.
Coach Sims has used at least, I think, 8.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
One more.
1:25 to go. Nice defense by them. Now they're looking inside. Little shot in the paint, no good by English.
Good position by Jones there for the rebound. I think that's still going to be the key today, is can we get the defensive rebounds?
Back in the game is Farthing. Jones takes a seat on the bench. And also back in the game for Fairfield. Isaiah Coleman, 33. Approaching the 1 minute mark here of this first quarter.
Corporal Julian in trouble a little bit. Nice look.
Now Farthing into the paint. Oh, nice little turnaround, but just would not fall. Hung on the rim there. Spalding. Spalding was looking into Coleman, and that's tipped out of bounds, so it's going to stay down Fairfield end. 53 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Spalding.
See if Fairfield decides to play a little patient
Yeah,
ball
I
here.
don't know. I'm not sure right now. I mean, you always say, they're going to set up for one, but I don't know. Young players, high school players have a tendency to get a little excited here. But it looks like they are going to play for one. That's what Coach Sims is over here. I think he wants them to play for one. And Lakota's staying in that zone, so they're not going to challenge him.
Nope.
Spalding's just standing out near the mid-court line with the ball. Time ticking down, under 15 seconds to go. Now they're going to start making something happen.
Yeah, West staying in that 2-3 zone.
Into the paint. Shot is up and good. Nice little acrobatic shot by Turner. Devin Turner with his first basket. And that's not going to count. So after they got up to a 6-4 lead, Fairfield ran off 7 straight points to finish that quarter at 11-7 is your 11-6. I'm sorry, is your score at the end of one quarter. So let's talk about your sons. Will and Jack, they're both down at Georgetown College, and they're both kickers for the team. Jack, of course, he's got a year on Will, so he's got the edge on him. But I looked up his stats. Didn't do too bad last year. 33 out of 36 on the PATs.
Yeah, and I will say some of those PATs, the ones that actually he didn't miss them. Actually, they were blocked.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing.
Blame that offensive line then. That's it. So.
But they made a great run. Georgetown did. They got to the Elite 8.
Yeah, they've had some good teams down there over the years.
They have.
That's a nice college down there. A lot of people don't realize that's where the Bengals used to practice. So about 4 or 5 years ago did they end up? Well, I guess when they built Paul Brown Stadium. Is that when they built the facility? I guess
they did,
yeah.
And it was built. Now it's called Toyota Stadium because it's sponsored by Toyota now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great little secret right here. 45 minutes away from Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. So Georgetown College. So, of course, we watch both of them play quite a bit here, and I know they both played soccer and they both played football and basketball. So,
yeah,
they were all sport guys right here. So, well, good luck to them.
Appreciate that.
Pass our best on to them.
Appreciate that.
Bill Brett, Steve Newman, glad you joined us here in Westchester Television. We start quarter number 2 is. Braves or the Indians are up by 5 right now in this game. Tyus underneath, and he's got it. Nice pass in by English.
That's been our biggest struggle right now for Lakota West is trying to find size matchups for that inside pass.
Tyus has 4 points right now. 7-point lead now for the Indians.
Wow, 11-0 run.
11-0 run right now for the Indians. Miles Greenwood with the ball. They're doing a weave, trying to find somebody open underneath.
Yeah, this is the toughest offense Coach Brooks runs because it's called open, and it allows the players to move on their own and keep the spacing on their own. The struggle with it is young players, they kind of just stay in the perimeter, which is what happens.
Yeah, and Harris just threw it away right to Coleman.
Yeah. In theory, in open, you should really start working your way towards the basket and squeeze it down.
Noah Ballman is in for the Indians, number 23, seeing his first action. Game tonight, he's holding the ball right now.
Yep.
He's 5'9" senior. Baseline back out to Tyus.
Well, if the Indians can find Tyus, he's got the matchup that they want right here. He's got the size of Andrew McCorkle.
And there he is in there, little spin move, gets an offensive rebound, puts it right back in again there. That's Isaiah Coleman.
Yep.
Coleman, he's a 6'3" senior. Good job. He's a big guy in there, too. He's like 240.
And that's our struggle, is trying to find a man that matches up with him physically.
15-6 now in favor of the Indians.
The run is now up to 13.
Greenwood in the paint and splits the defense and breaks that drought there with his second basket. He has 4 points. English, a 5'10" junior. Spalding's not in the game right now, so English is running that offense for the Indians. There's Coleman. He traveled, it looked like. Did he travel? And then he got. Looks like he got fouled before the travel.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Called on Farthing, I think. That's his second.
I tell you what, they allowed Coleman to play very physically. That's going to be a tough thing for West.
Draw back in the ball game. Mitch Wagner back in the ball game now for West. And that puts Coleman at the line. Coleman only a 30% foul shooter. Gets that one though.
The foul count's still 7-1, so West is going to be having a tough time with this one.
Well, the Indians are 3 for 6 from the line. We said they were shooting as a team right around 50%.
Yep.
And that fits the bill right there for them.
A lot of times stats don't lie. Oh, great look.
Oh, nice look.
And the foul.
Nice look for Brad Groth into Mitch Wagner. Wagner gets an easy basket, and he's fouled. We're going to see this again.
Groth with a great look inside. Really kind of a silly foul by.
Yeah, that's Coleman. That's his second foul, too.
Yeah.
So he just kind of manhandled him there. So what puts Wagner at the line? Mitch is a 60% foul shooter. This thing, if Mitch was on Fairfield's team, he'd be the leading foul shooter for the team, so at 60%.
No kidding.
First time tonight that a Firebird's been at the line and off the rim. (16-10) now.
West looking for the trap here.
West is closed within 6 now.
Now we're pulling back out of the trap. Back to a 2-3 zone.
Spalding back in the ball game.
1-2-2.
Spalding being very patient out there. Senior running that offense.
Coach Rook's doing a nice job mixing up his defense. It's causing a little bit of trouble for Fairfield to figure out here.
Tyus. And nice job by Groth to knock the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, Fairfield definitely struggled trying to find the hole in that 1-2-2. Coach Sims now trying to direct traffic a little bit.
Got a low-scoring game. That's because these teams have had long possessions in which either haven't scored or take time to score.
Yeah. Both teams showing their patience, though, trying to find that open look.
Peyton Brown, he's double-teamed, kicks it back out to Spalding. Spalding underneath. Boy, he literally thread the needle into Devin Turner. Doesn't get the assist because Turner missed the first shot, got the putback. 18-10.
Fairfield's offense goes through Turner and Spalding, so between the two of them, that's where West has to cut them down.
Turner averages about 8 a game. He's leading rebounder, 5 a game. There's a give and go, and
oh wow!
And Carter Combs was tripped up. I don't know if he.
I saw what you saw. I thought there could have been a foul call.
I thought he's limping a little bit too when he comes down the other direction here. As now number 52, Steve Fouché, is in the game, the 6'5" senior. And put a big guy for West now in the game.
West staying with the 1-2-2 until the Indians figure it out. That's a travel.
Peyton Brown caught the ball and took a step and didn't dribble it.
A little soft pressure here by the Indians. Got a reach foul.
The foul is on number 11.
Here's our first look at Darren Anderson, too, in the game for West, number 20.
Yeah, Darren Anderson, number 20, is into the game. He's a couple, he and Kyle Weber, a couple that were being brought up tonight in the game.
Oh, good look by Carl Combs.
That's Turner's first foul, by the way. Third one on Fairfield.
Fouché will go to the line now.
And Turner just picked up his second foul. Steve Fouché, 33% foul shooter. He's at the line. Gets that one, though.
This is only about his third or fourth game back. He came from an injury that lagged over from football, I believe. So I think the stats might be a little bit off. He might be a little bit better free throw shooter than what shows.
Well, when you don't have that many attempts, you can make your average go up pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's probably doing that right now. He made 2 out of 2.
West is showing a little full court pressure.
Tyus, looks underneath, and that kind of an acrobatic shot put up by Shimp. And
the fans wanted the foul on that one.
The referees are letting them play on that one.
Yeah. Combs can hit this. Yes,
he does. Carter Combs, 3-pointer. And West back in this ballgame, 18-15.
High school basketball at its best right here.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Somebody's got to step in the lane.
Game of runs, and off the backboard, that's Spalding. He has 5 now.
That drives Coach Brooks nuts, seeing the guy dribble right down the lane. Uncontested. Roth with a nice move. He's quick on the ball.
Roth, yeah. Loses
There's
it,
a
gets it
foul.
right back, and is fouled from behind by Peyton Brown. That's his first. And that'll be the 5th one on Fairfield, but that will put Graw at the line. Now he's only an 18% foul shooter, according to the stats.
Yeah, Roth is a defensive specialist and a hustle player. Just got a gritty type player.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good shot for an 18% foul shooter. We can see this again. Roth, a little nice move. Loses the ball a little bit, picks it back up again, and puts it right back in. And then you can see he's fouled from the back by Brown's second foul attempt is in and out. 1:49 to go here. 4-point game now for the Indians.
West back to man-to-man.
West was up 6-2. That's when Fairfield went on a run, and they've been in the lead ever since. Oh, that's taken away by
and a foul
Groff.
there. Yep.
And that's kind of a frustration foul by.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, a little unlucky for Spalding. He fell to the ground and happened to accidentally trip the dribbler coming out.
Spalding with the foul.
He falls to the ground. Oh, well, actually, he stuck his leg out. So that is a foul. That's a clear foul.
6th foul now. Spalding, though, takes the ball away from Anderson. And an acrobatic shot there by Spalding will not fall, but he is fouled by Anderson. Anderson picks up his first foul. That is the 8th for the Firebirds. 1:22 to go here in the first half.
West doing a nice job of getting themselves back in this game.
Yes, they have. Spalding now is 2 for 3 tonight from the foul line. He has 6 points. Harris back in for the Firebirds. Spalding's second attempt. It's good. Leading scorer in the game at 7 points.
Well, it shows why he's the leading scorer for the Indians all season long.
Just about close to his average. His average is just under 10.
Reach foul.
Reach in foul by Tyus. That's his first foul, and that's going to be the 7th now on the Firebirds. So we got 1 and 1 now, and that puts Mr. Fauché back on the line here.
It's amazing how you watch high school basketball when one team gets a foul advantage, it kind of erases itself over time. Do you think the referees swallow the whistle a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, I've seen that too, because Lakota West had 6 fouls, what, about 3 or 4 minutes into the game? They only have 8 right now.
Yeah.
Fauché now trying to keep perfect on the 90. Ooh, misses off the rim there. Off the backboard. Fairfield with the ball, and they're up by 5 here, approaching the 1 minute mark here in the first half.
West again back to the man-to-man.
Spalding, Spalding, nice little pass back to Tyus. They might just be, well, they're going to force him this time.
Yep. Nice defense by Groff. Staying with his man, finding the ball, denying the pass.
David Jones back in the ball game for Wes. Fauché takes a seat on the bench. 43 seconds to go here in first half. Brown.
Coach Sims calling for the 1 shot again, so he's going to play for the last shot of the half, if he can. Oh, bad turnover.
That's stolen by Groff. Back the other direction comes the Firebirds. Groff, nice little move.
Oh.
Almost tried to scoop, a little scoop shot there, but I think he was too far out.
Yeah. A little bit out of control, lost track of where he was on the floor.
Spalding now. Now they're back to doing 1 shot here. The last shot now from the Indians.
Another turnover by the Indians.
And threw down bounds. Chase Pennington, number 21, is in the game. 6-foot senior. Coming back in the game is Carter Combs. And Matt Eiler, I think this is Matt's first appearance. Game. 6'3" junior.
He can shoot. Somebody's got to get back to help.
And they're going to call a timeout. Matt Rooks had to call a timeout there because he couldn't get the ball in. He's going to call a 30-second timeout. First timeout called in the game here today. As I said, West is the last 10 times these teams have met. West and Fairfield are 5 up in each other, but West did win a thrilling overtime one 56-55 last year. And as I said, they won 3 out of the last 4 times these teams have met.
Well, it's going to be kind of interesting how this game plays out because the season's gone just exactly as the records have shown that you're talking about. Very evenly matched. 2 and 3 for Fairfield in the GMC, 1 and 4 for West, so a very evenly matched game.
Fairfield coming off a couple losses. One is to Princeton, who's leading the GMC right now. And then at Western Hills.
Let's see who's going to take this last shot for West. Looks like McCorkle wants it.
Corkle is going to put it up and off the backboard. Did it count?
Yes, it should count. Fairfield asking for a travel. Coach Sims asking for a travel.
I don't think they've actually indicated yet, have they?
Yeah, they did indicate they counted the basket.
Okay, they counted the basket and they counted as a 3 for Corkle? Yes. We'll see it again on the replay. He said he traveled. No,
he got the ball off.
Yeah, he got the ball off before he took that extra step. And nice job by Jared McCorkle just really has not seen that much playing action, but he brings the Firebirds back within 2 at halftime. So we got ourselves a ball game right here. So don't go away. Steve and I will be back for second half action in just a moment. And Bill Brett, Steve Newman back here at Lakota West High School. We got ourselves a good game here, and it didn't look like there for a while in the second half as Fairfield Indians are up by 2 points over the Firebirds, 22-20. Looking at the scores right now, we'll run down the scores, and we got some interesting stats here. For Fairfield, Tink English has 4, and they all 4 came on one play, a three-pointer. He was fouled. Jeff Tyus has 4 points. Devin Turner has 4. 7 points for Blake Spalding, he's leading scorer in the game, and 3 points for Isaiah Coleman. Farthing has 2 for the Firebirds. Graw has a foul shot. Jared McCorkle had that three-pointer right at the buzzer there that got his team back within 2. Miles Greenwood has 4 points off the bench. Mitch Wagner has 4, and Carter Combs has a three-pointer with 3 points. And Steve Fouché, 3 for 4 from the foul line. So we're looking at this, and I know, Steve, you said that the interesting thing is the assists that you saw in here.
Yeah, the assists are actually in favor of the West Firebirds, and I think that's an interesting stat because if you watch the stat lines on GMC's website, you'll see that West doesn't have a player that shows up in the assist column. So that's a good sign for Lakota West, the patience they're showing on offense. I
think the thing that surprises me, as low as the scoring we have right now, is both teams are not shooting badly. Fairfield is shooting 8 for 16, 50%. The Firebirds are 7 for 13, almost 54%. But we saw the possessions were so long in there because of the defense, and I think that's neither team is taking that many shots.
Yeah, it's good to see the discipline to kind of choose the shot selection appropriately.
We have started quarter number 3 here.
West comes out with a little bit different lineup than they started the game with.
That's not surprising.
Yep.
So,
it's a double dribble there.
Yeah, Farthing got away with that. McCorkle, he stays in the game after getting that three-pointer right at the end of the half.
Oh, they're trapping him there.
A little trap down in the corner there. Mitch Wagner was pinned down in the corner and went out of bounds. So Fairfield creates a turnover right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, he dribbled the wrong direction. If he came up back the other way on the court, he'd have more room to work with.
Blake Spalding with the ball. Tosses over to Peyton Brown. They're tossing back and forth out here.
Both teams starting off a little bit loose with the ball right now.
West comes out in that zone again. There's a three-pointer off the rim. No good. Peyton Brown. All right, they're going to call over and back, and I think what they're going to say is Coach Sims is arguing that it was tipped by a West player. The referee said no, it was not tipped by any player. So if it was not tipped by an opposing player, that's over and back.
It is, and unfortunately, what should have happened was the Fairfield player had a chance to receive that ball before it got across the half line. But he waited till it went back, and then it caused that over and back situation.
West with the ball. Turnover and that. Fairfield coaches are right next to us, and none of their coaches are very happy over that call.
No.
There's a give and go. A nice basket by McCorkle. He now has 5 straight points.
Yeah,
for West.
Good hustle by Wagner. Wagner gives you that it factor. He comes out with a lot of energy, and he gives you that kind of burst of kind of mojo more than anything else.
McCorkle ties the game with that basket. That's the second tie of the night here. Fairfield was up by as many as 9 points. And nice basket bin there underneath by Peyton Brown. It's his first basket. Nice look by Fairfield underneath. So.
Yep. Dribble penetration got West on that one.
Harris. Over the Farthing. Back to Harris.
Back screen.
Indians still in the man. Wow, that was another carry there. He got away with.
Carter Combs got away with it, and this time West loses the ball. Tyus triggering in now for Fairfield. Spalding bringing the ball over the floor. West stays in there. This looks like a 2-2-1.
Oh, they're staying with that 1-2-2 look.
1-2-2 zone, and there's
player
a trip
control
underneath. What are they going to call it here?
Low charge.
Charge at number 13. That's Kyle Schemp.
McCorkle does a nice job of stepping into the lane.
Yes, he does.
He timed that well.
Jared McCorkle, since he's been in the game, has done a lot of couple of good things. One there on defense. He scored 5 points in a row now for the Firebirds.
Let's see what West does here with this possession. They clear out the middle, letting Wagner go one-on-one.
And Wagner gets the basket. Mitch Wagner has 6 points now.
A little bit of a clear-out play that it worked. Allowed Wagner to go one-on-one. Oh, a little hand check call.
And back the other direction. The foul is on Carter Combs.
Combs second.
Combs, that's his second. That's a first for the Firebirds this half. Into the third quarter, we'll tell you our crew here tonight. Westchester Television, a little scramble underneath it. Last touch by the Indians. As we see Max Kiker coming in for the first time tonight.
West's leading scorer.
Max, 5'10", junior, is averages 10 a game. He's the only player out there on that floor right now. He averages double figures. See if he's going to be the X factor now in this game, as we are tied up at 2-2.
Oh.
And McCorkle was coming down the other direction and trying to find Groff underneath. But
I don't think he needed to force the action like that.
No.
He could have taken his time a little more.
so another turnover. We have a tie ball game here, 24 all, 4:53 to go here in the third quarter.
West staying with that 1-2-2.
Spalding.
Forcing Fairfield to figure it out before they change out of it.
Side Coleman. Coleman back in the ball game. Big guy for Fairfield. Spalding off the rim.
Fairfield got away with a little push off there.
He did. Back out to English.
Spalding will take this.
Cross court. Spalding off the rim. They have not gotten a three-pointer yet tonight, I don't think.
McCorkle going right at it.
McCorkle into the paint off the rim, but he's fouled.
That's a good take by McCorkle.
Here, McCorkle going to the line. Foul is on Ballman.
You know, having Kiker on the floor also helps in a couple of different fronts. Get another ball handler, get another shooter, and he plays with a little chip on his shoulder all the time.
That was Peyton Brown with the foul, his team second. McCorkle, 70% foul shooter. He doesn't get that one.
Boy,
Wow.
West really needs that lead just to get over the top a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. They have not led since early on in the game. Coco's got a chance now on his second foul shot. And
wow.
Bounces off again. Offensive rebound, though, by the... and there's Corcoran, and the shot is rejected by Devin Turner, but I think Turner got part of it.
Yep.
Turner, that's his third foul.
That's something to keep an eye on right there. Coach is asking for the foul, or for the timeout early.
And I don't know who called the timeout there. Fairfield called timeout.
Ooh.
We're going to see this again.
I'm watching the replay, and to be honest with you, it looks like a clean block. McCorkle out of a little bit of an unusual position, but
I think you're right. It does. I didn't see him look like he got anything of
the body, huh? Just all ball.
Yeah, he wasn't even close to the body.
Yeah. But that's what happens, though. You win some, you lose some. They all kind of even out.
Yeah.
And if you notice where that call came from, it was the opposite side, so that's a tough position for a referee to make that call.
Jeff Sims called the timeout. That's his first full timeout. You see one of the assistant coaches of Fairfield trying to explain to Evan Burkhoff his take on the whole thing here.
With both of us being former coaches, you know the angle we're taking there is he was in a bad position to make that call.
That's right. That's right.
Whether we could see it from where we were, we still would say the referee had a bad angle.
Yeah. But you're always going to say that. So.
Yes, no matter what angle he had.
Now, on the other hand, though, if you're Matt Rooks, he had a great angle.
Oh, it was perfect. Great positioning. The referee triangular positioning is perfect.
All right, Jared McCorkle, a 70% foul shooter, missed the first two that he just took a couple minutes ago. Now he's going to try to redeem himself and trying to get the Firebirds their first lead since early in the game.
This is an important free throw because it just gives the West that feeling they can be from ahead. There we go.
There you go. Now he kind of relaxed, got the spin into it, got those bent knees. And Firebirds got their first lead now since early in the game here at 26-24. Approaching about the halfway point of this third quarter here. Xavier Ricks back in the ball game for Fairfield. Oh, nice look in underneath to Turner, but he could not make it happen. And a little scramble, but
yeah, you don't want Groff handling the ball coming down the floor here. Let Kiker do it.
Well, Max Kiker over the McCorkle. Now West has got their three leading scorers in the ball game right now. Wagner underneath in a whole bunch of traffic and puts it in. Wow, that's a great move by Mitch Wagner.
Very strong move. I tell you what, West Fairfield having a terrible time figuring this 1-2-2 zone out. 3 or 4 trips down now, and they cannot figure it out. Still struggling, as you can see, the movement. Forcing Fairfield to shoot the outside shot, which they don't want right now.
This 4-point lead matches the best for West tonight.
The key to this is West's defensive rebounding. They got to get a defensive rebound because they're doing a great job of not letting them penetrate.
Now they get it in, and that's Isaiah Coleman. He gets his 5th point. Basket underneath there. 2-point lead now for the Firebirds. McCorkle. Weave going around. Groff. Oh, he throws the ball away. He's out of control underneath there. English. And, the ball stays up there, but finally comes back down. And
that's going to call a foul from the player laying on the floor.
The player on the floor was Devin Turner, and he just picked up his 4th foul.
That's big trouble. That's going to hurt Fairfield down the stretch here. Have 4 fouls on one of the key players with 2 minutes left in the third.
He has 4 points, all of them in the first half. Tyus comes back in and replaces him. We're at the 2-minute mark now of this quarter.
Got a lot of hand checking going on by Coleman.
McCorkle, and it's stolen. Up to English. English high off the backboard, and English has got it. Wow. And he's fouled. Mitch Wagner picks up his 2nd, and that is. Meanwhile, though, English at the line. Starter got 1 foul shot tonight.
Weston has to keep their composure here. They had the lead, need to keep their composure.
And Fairfield's got the lead back again, thanks to Tink English here. So we can get to see this again. Way high off that backboard, and foul was on Mitch Wagner.
Got him with a little bit of the body. Oh, this is not a turnover we need right here. McCorkle just turned the ball over.
And an easy basket by Spalding. He has now 9 points.
This is who you want handling the ball. That's why.
Kiker.
Carter can hit this.
Yes. And now they needed that one. Carter Combs, he has 2 3-pointers tonight. Gets him back within 1 now. 32-31. Scoring picking up a little bit here in the second half of the third quarter. Looking into
rotate. Carter Combs late on the rotation.
That was Ricks looking into Coleman. Carter Combs picks up his third. That puts Coleman at the line. He's 1 for 2.
West played pretty good defense there. Combs just a little late on the rotation. But that's the right man to foul, though.
Peyton Brown back in the ball game for Fairfield. Actually, he's going in for the shooter. Jesus Harris is back in for West. That's one way to keep yourself in the ball game. Yeah. Miss both foul shots. So,
Spalding, very good man-to-man defender.
Kiker has yet to take a shot. Greenwood back in the ball game now for the Firebirds. About 50 seconds ago.
West trying to figure out their spacing here.
Greenwood.
Greenwood needs to be careful there. If he's not dribbling with a purpose, he's going to get himself in trouble sometimes.
Now they're going to be content to play for 1 shot. Greenwood holding the ball out near the midcourt. Waiting for something to happen here.
I'd look for Kiker to take this last shot.
Now we get 8 seconds to go.
There's Kiker on the ball
Kiker.
now.
Well, he's being guarded by English. Kiker, though, with the long shot, 3-pointer. That's the first shot he's taken the whole game. And the Firebirds are down 1, 32-31 here with 8 minutes to go here. Let's run down our crew here tonight. Our crew tonight, we have on cameras Eric Johan, Mark Watkins, Jake Reynolds, and Bill Marsh. Of course, Kyle Holden, he is the main guy. The main guy. He's out in the truck there. He's our producer, director. Drags the cables, drives the truck, does everything. Kyle, you're doing a great job out there, and the camera people are doing a great job here tonight.
We appreciate you all.
Absolutely. Without you guys, Steve and I would just be talking to ourselves.
Yeah, and that's not very exciting
No,
either.
that would not be very exciting at all. So, but we got ourselves a good game here, 32-31. So, I tell you, the keys here in this last quarter.
The keys in the last quarter, I think, is going to be that West doesn't turn the ball over, and that they continue to play good defensive half court. In the 1-2-2, Fairfield has yet to figure it out. If you would have told me the score would be 31-32 and Max Kiker has taken 1 shot in the entire game, I would have told you you're crazy. He's been a leading scorer for us. He needs to step up his game in the last quarter for us. And he's done a nice job of being patient and not forcing shots. Obviously, the last shot, that's the last shot. But what he's also done for us is given us some ball handling on the floor.
I think one of the keys is both teams are not shooting that well from the foul line, and the foul shooting could become a critical part of this game as we go along here. We begin quarter number 4 here. 1-point lead now for the Indians.
West still in the 1-2-2.
And it is stolen. Back the other direction now comes Jesus Harris with the steal.
Oh, what a great look by Kiker.
Kiker looked into
Carter
Combs, and Combs gets his 8th point. Firebirds back on top by 1. Well, Kiker doesn't have any points, but he had a great assist on that one. Cross court now. Brown. Back to Ricks. Back to English. Brown thought about the 3-pointer, but did not shoot it. Fairfield has 1 3-pointer. That was by English. That was early in the game. English in the paint, got it. Tank English has 9 points now. He's Ty Spalding for leading scorer now for the Indians. Lead change again.
Boy, real physical play underneath.
Harris tries to find a player underneath, but Tyus steals the ball.
Exactly what we don't need for Lakota West is turnovers, because that's going to happen to us.
And Peyton Brown with the three-pointer. Matt Rook's going to call timeout.
Yeah, we got to. West has to keep the turnovers from happening at this point in time. This game, every possession is critical.
Called a 30-second timeout. That's his second timeout he has called. Jeff Sims has called one for Fairfield. We said they have not shot the three-pointer that much. It's only the second one they made tonight, but that gives them a 4-point lead right now in the game. We see Mitch Wagner coming back in for the Firebirds.
On the last possession for Fairfield, they found a nice dribble penetration in the dish. If Fairfield continues to find that little gap between the two defenders in the 1-2-2 zone, I think that'll serve them well.
Steve and I will be back here next Thursday night, the 18th. We're going to see the same two schools here, but it's going to be the girls' action. Lakota West girls against Fairfield girls. That will be next week. Of course, Lakota West leading the GMC right now, #1 in the city.
Always great to see. Coach Fishman doing a great job with them as always.
Exciting to see them. We see Andy Fishman sitting across the way there.
Yep.
He's always at the guys' games.
Yeah, it's great support for the community and the school that he does.
That's right.
Kiker taking that shot.
Kiker, long three-pointer off the rim, though.
Nice rebound by Fauché.
Fauché is back in the ball game there, and that's a travel. Carter Combs. So Fauché, that big presence under the basket that Lakota West really needs right now, I think, late in this game.
Just under 6 minutes going here.
Rick's bringing the ball over the timeline now for the Indians. They're up by 4.
The issue facing West.
Off the rim.
Oh, nice rebound.
Back the other direction.
Good
Miles
look.
Greenwood and the basket.
And the count it.
Fouled. Greenwood has 6 points. And we'll see the replay on this one. Foul is on Spalding, by the way. Spalding came from behind Greenwood. Nice move.
There was no contact, by the way.
Yeah, well.
Take a look. There's no contact coming across.
No, there wasn't.
No.
But nevertheless, he made the foul shots.
Doesn't matter at that point, right? The foul is called.
That's right. Depends on what angle you're looking at. Huh?
That's right.
Combs now has 9 points.
West staying that 1-2-2. The key here is West has to stay close in this game. If the game starts getting out of their hands, they can't stay in the zone, which is what Fairfield's trying to get to. But they can't seem to get the extra baskets that can count for that. Still struggling.
Rick's thought about it. Now he got it inside. There's Ty. That's who the guy they want to get inside to. It's Tyus. He's the big guy underneath there now for them, but could not make it happen.
Wagner going strong.
Wagner into the basket. Mitch Wagner. Double figures for him now, 10 points. And West back into the lead again now, 5 straight points. Don't go away. This one is going to be a good one here to the end, it looks like. Turnaround by Spalding. Wow. Nice shot. Wow. Spalding has 11.
Great shot by Spalding. As my sons would say, there's no defense for that.
No. And that's a
over.
reach. That was a reach in, I think, on
number
on
5.
Tyus. Yeah, that's his Jeff Tyus' second foul.
Coleman's coming back in now for him.
Yeah. So we got Coleman in there, and we've got Fauché in there. Couple of big guys in there right now. Got a little football action right here.
I think you're right.
Triggering into which might. Oh, Wagner, what a great turnaround. great assist by Combs on that. How about Wagner?
He's been a great spark for West today.
12 points for Wagner. I believe that is a season high for him.
Yeah, a little story on Wagner. There was a travel that wasn't called. Oh, dragging of the foot. Great story on Wagner. He didn't play basketball last year. Focused on baseball and came back this year.
Spalding now, 3:40 to go. Ball off the rim and underneath.
Oh, a little indecisiveness by the referee. He wanted to give it to West, and he decided to stay with Fairfield.
Well, I think right now they wanted a foul. I think they thought Carter Combs fouled him.
I think you're right.
We'll see it. Oh, it looked like he did on foul.
Yeah, it came right across his arms.
Well, we got fouls and non-fouls. And it looks like Jeff Sims going to take a 30-second timeout. It's his second timeout here. 3:33 to go. The possession clock is in favor right now of the Firebirds in this game. We'll see this again.
Yeah, he kind of came across his arms and over the shoulder. Watch the shoulder knock.
And the Fairfield coach is right next to us, immediately wanted the foul.
Yeah. He had a very good argument on that one, watching the replay. Of course, we see it slow and things happen. Yeah, that's a tough no call.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know what? If you look at it, I don't think any of the officials were in position to see what we saw on that replay right there. So 3:33 to go. Fairfield's going to get the ball out of bounds underneath their basket. Spalding's going to be one triggering in. And he's triggering the
great job of defense by Fauché.
Nice defense. And Mitch Wagner. And
nice call by Coach Rooks. We're going to take a timeout right there.
He's going to take a he says he's going to take a 30-second timeout. I thought he was out of them, but apparently he's not. So he calls his third timeout. He has 2 left. We see Coach Sims down there with the Jeff Sims with the Fairfield Indians. Second year now. He comes in the game 15 and 20. So
Coach Sims is doing a nice job trying to work through the zone situation for West.
Steve and I will be back here on February the 9th. And that'll be the big game, the game in the district here. West versus East. Boys, we're going to do JV and varsity that night on February the 9th. If you're wondering when the girls JV game will be here for West and East, that'll be on January the 27th. That'll be a Saturday afternoon. So we'll be out here a little afternoon that day. Got a good one right now. Firebirds up by 1. They have the ball.
West playing the patient game now, forcing Fairfield to come out and stretch the defense a little bit.
They are. McCorkle with the drive.
Off his own knee.
Loses it out of bounds. Wow.
You know, one of the keys you asked me about at halftime, and I said to you, is turnovers. We just can't have them this tight a game.
Fauché back in the ball game along with Greenwood now. Now both teams are going to start playing defense, offense here in the last couple minutes of the game.
You're going to be busy, Bill.
Yep. We do know that Spalding's in the game, and I don't think he's going to come out of the game.
No. Spalding's probably the leading minutes getter for both teams.
Oh, a little indecision right there.
Yep.
Tires back to Brown, so.
I know I've harped on it a lot, but I tell you what, Fairfield still doesn't seem like they figured out the zone.
Well, West has been in the zone the whole second half now. And they steal the ball.
Kiker pulled out.
Back the other direction.
Pulled out.
Max Kiker off the rim. Greenwood with the rebound.
All right.
And he's fouled. It could be one of 2 here. Let's see who they're going to call it on. They're going to call it on Coleman. That's his third.
Also going to be key down the stretch here of West playing smart basketball. He probably didn't need to force the action on that one. Kiker didn't.
Well,
he didn't have numbers.
We also said foul shooting's got to be important at this stage of the game, and that was a big one by McCorkle. McCorkle is 3 for 5 tonight, foul shooting. We see David Jones comes in, 6'2" sophomore, comes in for West.
I think that's Greenwood actually on the. Miles is on the free throw. Yeah.
Oh, Miles.
Yep.
Did I say I said McCorkle? It's Miles.
Yep.
Well, Miles, 50% foul shooter, got them both.
Good deal.
So he's got 8. 3-point lead now for West. Spalding into the paint. And the foul is on. Looks like Greenwood. For Miles, that's his second. It's only 4th on them. Called a shooting foul. So Spalding at the line. 3 for 4.
He's got a nice stroke at the line. Offense, defense time.
Yeah, we have Kiker comes back in. Carter Combs comes back in, and for Fairfield, Devin Turner back in. Along with Tink English, it looks like, back in the ball game.
To your point, both teams using the offense, defense at this point. So foul trouble for Fairfield's forced it.
Spalding trying to make it a 1-point game. He does. Spalding has 13 now, leading scorer in the game.
I think you want Kiker handling the ball here. You want Kiker handling the ball here.
Farthing with the ball. Kiker's down. Farthing tries to drive, kicks it back out though.
Oh, look at Wagner work underneath.
And Wagner again, what a game Mitch Wagner is having. 10 points in this half, 14 for the game.
Just pure gritty play.
Well, Mitch Wagner got the start tonight. We think it was his first start of the season. Guess he got all fired up for that one because he's done a very good job here. Spalding.
I know Coach Rooks, he makes his decisions based on how hard these guys practice, and Mitch Wagner's one of those hard practicing guys. What a shot.
There is Peyton with a 3-pointer.
That's a great answer by Fairfield.
Peyton, that's his second 3-pointer in a tie ball game at 44 here, approaching the 1-minute mark of this game.
There should have been a foul called there.
Kiker trying to look into Mitch Wagner, and it went out of bounds on Wagner, I think.
Yes, it did. That's unlucky. Yeah. Oh, ricocheted off both feet.
Yeah, off his feet. Oh, I don't know. That's a close call right there, Steve. I don't know.
I got to agree with you. I think that Fairfield leg caught it last.
Yeah. Well, we're offsetting some of these calls here tonight, I think.
You're exactly right.
All right, 45 seconds ago. 3-point attempt. No good by English. Rebounded by Wagner. And Matt Rooks is calling a timeout. That's his 4th one he's called.
Yeah, he wants offense, defense set up.
Although they're showing that he's only called 3. One of them might have been over on the other side here. So each team has 2 timeouts left. The possession arrow is pointing towards the Firebirds right now. 41.7 seconds to go in this game.
What a great game. Both teams playing actually very hard and pretty disciplined.
Yeah.
The shot selection has been very disciplined.
So would you play for the last shot right now or try to get a shot out quickly?
Are you asking me or are you asking what Coach Rooks?
I'm asking you.
If you're asking me, I think
Steve, I'm putting you on the line.
All right, I think I actually would play for the last shot because a game like this, if you run the clock down, it works in 2 favors, especially in a tie situation like this. Go ahead and take the chance for the last shot. If it doesn't go in, we go to overtime. So I think with a tie game, you do that. Now, I would tell you, Coach Rooks will probably do that as well.
All right, Fairfield's coming out with English and Spalding, Turner, Tyus, and Brown.
Coach Rooks going with his all-offensive lineup right now.
We have Combs, Farthing, Kiker,
McCorkle, and Mitch Wagner.
Mitch Wagner's been the hot hand tonight for the Firebirds. McCorkle, though.
I would give the ball to Kiker here. Get it in his hands and let him just deal with it. You don't want to turn over here. Get it to Kiker. There we go. Let Kiker deal with it.
Kiker with 28 seconds to go.
That's the danger you don't want.
No.
That's what you don't want.
Oh, nice move. And
and a pushback from behind.
And Tyus with the putback in there. Jeff Tyus gives Fairfield a and they
Cork
steal
with a
ball
second
again.
turnover.
And this time a foul is going to be on Farthing. It'll be his third. But wow, what a turn of events here in the last few seconds.
Unfortunately, the turnover happened, and you know, as we discussed, you got to get the ball in the guy's hands that you want, and to me, Kiker is that guy, and we didn't get the ball to his hands.
I tell you what, Jeff Tyus a nice move to the basket there for what is the leading points right now in the game for Fairfield. Schaefer, Jones back in. Graw back in for
they need a quick
West.
foul, a very quick foul or a turnover. 5-second call will work. Ooh, that was close.
Tyus was right in front of us and very wisely called a timeout. So they got one timeout to go now, Fairfield does. No time off the clock there, 5.9 seconds to go in this game.
West did a nice job of denying there. That was key. You got to get a turnover there, a denial, or a quick foul. Those are the only three options we have. Any pass, long pass away from the basket we'll take and try to foul, but we got to get close to them. Our bodies have to stay close to their bodies.
Matt Rooks with his team in the huddle right now. They had taken the lead in this quarter. And but a quick change of events there as Fairfield gets the steal, gets the basket, and then gets another turnover right after that.
That's a killer. That's an absolute killer.
Yeah, one turnover is bad enough. Two turnovers is really tough. Tyus going to trigger the ball in right in front of Steve and I.
Yep.
Being guarded by Wagner.
Got to deny, got to deny.
And
we had an inadvertent horn.
I don't know what happened here. I heard the buzzer go off.
Yeah. We had an
They're
inadvertent
going to
horn.
call it a 5-second. They called 5-second call on it? Officials are going to talk it over.
There's a discussion now at the scorer's table.
I'm not sure what it was. Here,
Well, I did hear a horn go off.
I heard the horn go off.
Yes. So we have an inadvertent horn.
Then they did pass it in, but I don't know what they called. Now they're getting the Lakota West players in. Still haven't figured out who has the ball right now.
According to what I can tell, I think looks like West is going to have possession. And I think what happened was one of the players just kind of released the ball. But here what's interesting is there's no time that came off the clock.
No.
So
we
in
have
reality,
5.9 seconds to go.
In reality, if the referees actually took a look at this, they would say that there's no time off the clock, so replay should be, Fairfield will be inbounding it again. There's
Well,
no
the
time
question
came off the clock.
is that a possession call then?
Interesting.
Because the possession is still in the favor of that. Now, I think Coach Sims just called a timeout. And so, no, it's actually Coach Brooks called a timeout. So each team has one timeout left. Well, the Fairfield people behind us are not happy over it. And I'm still a little bit confused on exactly what happened on that.
But here's the key to this point now as a coach, right? You can't live with whatever just happened. Now we got to deal with it.
Right.
So the bottom line is we got to set up our defense. For Coach Brooks, we got to set up our offense and figure out who we want with the ball, and we cannot have a turnover in this situation. A foul is okay, but a turnover you cannot have.
So 46-44. Fairfield is up by 2. And we have a young man out there, one of the male cheerleaders for Fairfield. That's quite an acrobatic young man. He must be a gymnast.
And he got a great applause from the
Absolutely.
West fans.
5.9 seconds to go. West ball. They have to go the full length of the court.
Wow, that was an interesting turn of
Matt-
events.
Matt Eiler is in the ball game. He has not had very much playing time right now. They're going to have him as the guy who's going to trigger him. Matt's 6'3".
Yep.
So you probably want a fairly good guy, big, tall guy underneath there. And
Out of bounds there.
the ball was knocked out of bounds by Devin Turner. And that knocked 9/10 of a second off. Matt Rooks said, you know what? You get 5 timeouts. I'm not taking any one of them home with me. So he's going to call a timeout. Reset the play now. That's the other thing, Steve, and they've got to go the full length of the court here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough part for West. However, they have plenty of time.
Right.
They have to have the right personnel in there to handle the ball. That's going to be the key here. There's got to be the best shooters on your team be on the floor right now.
Right. Well, you should. If that's true, then you should have a Gorko out there, Kiker out there.
Combs.
Definitely Mitch Wagner, who's been the hot hand tonight. Combs.
Yep. That would be your lineup out there. But right now, I think he's gone with Harris out there.
Harris has done well tonight too. He started tonight, and he has not scored tonight, but he's had a couple assists tonight.
My guess is he's using Harris as a point, trying to get the ball across the timeline. However, it's still you may not have enough time to get the shot off, so you need somebody who's going to be able to hit the three. Yep, Harris is on the floor now.
Holmes, Harris.
No Wagner.
He's going to keep Eiler
Yep.
in the game. And Farthing's in the game with Kiker. Well, actually, now that they don't have to go the full length here, the 3/4 of the length here.
Yep. Farthing's got it. He's got to find Kiker. He's got to find Kiker.
Yeah,
You
and
cannot have that.
Ball is out of bounds, and they lose the ball. Farthing loses the ball at the basket, and Fairfield escapes with a huge win here tonight. 46-44 is your final score out here tonight. And wow, like I said, it came down to that last minute, Steve. What a change of events there in the last minute with 2 turnovers in a period of about 10 seconds here for the Firebirds, and that did them in.
It really did, and to your point, and we touched on this, it's either turnovers and free throws. Those are the things that are going to help you win games that are tight like this. And hopefully this is something that West can take away from that.
West drops to 3-7 on the season, 1-5 in the GMC. Fairfield 5-7 and 3-3 in the GMC. Steve, it's great working with you. We'll see everybody next week.
Yes.
With the West girls against the Fairfield girls. So for Kyle Holt and the entire crew, this is Bill Brett saying goodbye from Lakota West High School.